Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tony Hollis Live Talk Show Testify. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we back again for another episode of the Tony Hollis Live Talk Show Testify. Gonna talk about an incident that occurred back in just last month um, of a young 16-year-old black male who was rudely spoken to by a police officer over in Jonesboro, Arkansas. I have this young man, this 16-year-old, and his mom will be joining me today. But before we get to that, I want to send out congrats to all the uh, football teams that are winning their homecoming event. I know Blava just had theirs last week, I believe. I think they played Gosner last night. I don't know who won that. Um, but anyway, I want to say congrats out to all the football players. And I did have one other thing that I wanted to speak about. Probably gonna come back and do a show on it later when I get more information. But it has been brought to my understanding. I received some information through an email that the city council has somewhat drafted an ordinance which will allow um, city council members to do business with the city. At one point, they had a city ordinance that prohibited that. I guess it just didn't look good for a sitting city official to be doing business with the city government. Mainly, there are always concerns of biases. Let's just say I'm an electrician, and the police department have an electrician, and they want to contract work out. Well, good chances are um, that someone within the police department or city employee, for that matter, may get that job. Okay, it could be someone that who does roofing work. Could be carpenter. Adding a room addition. Plumbing. All those things. uh, it had been prohibited in past times for uh, city officials to do business with the government. Now, here we are. Fast forward today, we have city council members wanting to do business with our local government. And so I'm going to be trying to dig into that to get some information uh, to find out a little bit more about it. I don't know anything about it right now. I'm just giving you what was given to me in terms of a letter. Um, Someone emailed me the city ordinance. Excuse me. And I did read it. Uh, don't know much what's going on down on the south end of the county. Pretty much the same things that's going on down there as it relates to the criminal justice system. Uh, but other than that, um, I think Osceola have their homecoming. I think it's next month, I believe, football game. And so, don't know if I have any other announcements to give. If any of you have an announcement that you would like for me uh, to share with the public at the end of the show, if you can just text me something or what have you, I'll be sure to go ahead and give that to the public. Okay. But the show for the day, again, we're going to be bringing on this young man, 16-year-old, um, that is going to talk to you about his encounter with the police officer over in Jonesboro. And we're going to show you a video of what happened between this officer and this young 16-year-old. And I just want to just set your mind. This officer who was being very rude, this officer was the last police officer to come on the scene. I think there might have been as many as 3 or 4 police officers that was already on the scene. There was no problem. Everything is, just uh, you know, routinely, working this traffic accident. Everything was fine until this last officer shows up, and she shows up with a hot head, just itching, to hoping that this 16-year-old would just do something to make her day. She was hot. She was hot, and so that's the first thing we're going to do. Uh, I may pause it one time for you, no more than two, just to elaborate on what's going on. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can bring on this video right now. Uh, and I'm hoping I get everything set up correctly because um, my guest was helping me a little bit ago on things. So let's go ahead and run this video first. Let's do that, and then we can go ahead and get things on our way. So let's go ahead and run this video.
You know who he is? I'm asking, do you know who he is? Have you looked at him yet?
I don't even know who he is.
What did he say this much?
I don't know, but dispatch texted me and said that he needed to be talked to about the way that he talks to people on the phone and everything else.
Okay.
And that's if he brought him for even the
What was said to dispatch?
What did she say?
That lady said she didn't know she ever hit him. She said he just started honking at her. And
We're gonna
said she didn't feel anything, which
give me.
most of it's on her time.
Let's get this first part here. When she walks up, let me take it back a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna start it right here. Let me see. I'm gonna start it right there. When she walk up, she gonna be talking about the dispatch. She's. If I want you all to notice, she's on her cell phone. My guess is she texting the dispatch while she out there supposedly be assisting this officer working this accident. She's on her cell phone, and uh, uh, it's our guess that uh, she's on her phone uh, talking with the officer. So we're gonna take it back where you can actually hear the first beginning of it. Okay, take it back to where the lady is getting her ticket. Uh, okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Uh, it's not a whole lot. So let's take it back here. Let's start right here. Let me turn it up a little bit for you.
Oh, I don't know what he's talking about. Here you go.
Okay, thank you. So,
I think this is her.
oh, okay, I was gonna say, I don't think this is mine. I don't think it's
Hello.
This is my cousin, his
Okay.
mom, he's a minor. She just asked me if I stopped and wait on,
Okay.
she's on her way over here.
All right. Well, everything's good. No, yeah, that's all it was right there. So,
Okay.
yeah. You what? Come look at it. See this right here?
Yeah.
It just scraped.
Oh.
He's got worse damage than you do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it pink transfer?
It was just paint transfer on yours, but his has got dent damage. So most of what hit his was your tire. It happened in front of Walmart. He was in the outside lane. She was in the inside. She attempted to get over and clipped his front end.
Oh, I gotcha.
You're more than welcome to sit back in your vehicle. Here's your,
Thank you.
yes, ma'am. I'll be right back with you.
This one.
You know who he is?
I don't give a damn who he is.
I'm asking, do you know who he is? Have you looked at it yet?
I don't give a damn who he is.
What did he say this much?
I don't know, but dispatch texted me and said that he needed to be talked to about the way that he talks to people on the phone and everything else.
Okay.
And I can right him for leaving the meeting. That's here too.
What was said to dispatch?
What did she say?
That lady said she didn't know she ever hit him. She said he just started talking at her.
I just want to stop it right there. I don't know if you all heard, but when she walked up, when she stated that she didn't give a damn who he was, her fellow officer, I don't think that he was comfortable with that. He asked it her in so many words. Did you even go and speak with him, look at him, or something? She had not even laid eyes on this kid yet. She's believing that the dispatch have given her some information to where she can come out on the scene, not ask questions, and be a butthole.
Said she didn't feel anything, which most of it's on her tire, so she wouldn't have felt it. So if you will, just fill out basic information, okay? And then fill out this narrative right here of what happened, just what happened from your perspective, okay? And then sign down here at the bottom, okay?
This is her son.
All right, what I need you to do is fill out basic information and then a narrative of what happened.
Okay.
And then sign down here, okay?
Okay.
Did you get into it with dispatch?
Yes, we were arguing.
Y'all were arguing?
She told me to pull over and I was not pulling over because let me tell you, this is my third accident in less than 4 months.
Yeah.
And I knew that if I had let her go, it would have been my word against her.
No, because there's cameras. There's cameras all over the city.
Ma'am.
Leaving the scene of an accident is a crime on both parties. Do
She
you realize
left
that?
first.
It doesn't matter. You left as well.
Ma'am,
When
sorry.
when the dispatchers tell you to pull over, that comes from us, and you're
Okay.
disobeying an order from an officer.
Okay, well,
I just tell you.
okay, well, you got to send it to my mom because I'm a minor and I don't think she's talking.
Well, if you're old enough to drive a vehicle and involved in an accident,
She hit me. It's not my fault.
okay, well, since you're not responsible
It's not
enough
my fault.
for your actions when you're driving, I'll call the DMV and you can retest.
Okay, that's fine. That is fine. Because maybe, don't even worry.
I'm not a baby. Grow up.
Ma'am, don't play with me. Where's my mom at?
Let me stop it right there. Do y'all see what I mean? How this lady cop is being a plum butthole? While he couldn't even finish his conversation with the officer that was uh, the officer that was initially questioning him and talking to him, she come up and she interrupt while this young kid is speaking with the officer. She come up and practically call him a lie. You know, I mean, she's just being a butthole, and then get upset because figuratively, just a figure of speech. He mentioned the word baby, and there's so many words. You know, I'm not going to even deal with you. You just talk to my mama when she get here. Okay.
Not put my middle name or my middle name.
It doesn't matter. No. I have my computer at the office.
What side?
Where at, was it directly in front of Walmart that this happened?
Yeah, we were in front of Walmart and I was in the right lane and she was in the left lane. Hey, mama.
Was it in front of the entrance?
She wanna get smart with me.
I'm not getting smart with me.
Yes, she did.
So when he was involved in the accident, he had the tag and the information. So he had all the suspect and vehicle information in the building. Requested a call about it. Involved with the suspect being part of drugs, but he contacted him. And he doesn't understand that when he's involved in an accident, he needs to get the tag like he done and pull over so that we can make contact with him. I read there's cameras. So there's cameras where that accident happened.
So when I pulled over on the side of the road, she was so surprised. She was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I pulled over.
There's cameras all around the city, so we can get that information. But that's the only thing I'm requesting that he understands. By defense, since he's a minor, that he don't have to listen to me.
Yeah. No, I said that it was in my braking part. This is my third accident in less than 4 months.
That's the only thing I'm requesting. He had everything. We had the suspect information and everything. We needed to be at the accident scene and everything else. And instead, we're 4 miles and all this traffic. And you don't know what you're getting into while we're honking somebody. That could have been somebody with a warrant, somebody that's a felon that had a gun that does not care for your life. Okay. That's the main thing too, was stopping where you're at. That's the only thing. Okay.
I got you. Yeah, because I called, I was trying to find,
Yeah.
and he was talking to dispatch, so I finally got hold of dispatch. Dispatch told me where y'all were.
Yeah.
So that's why, yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah.
But I don't. If you don't want to listen to me because he's a minor, that's fine. Yeah. I mean, we have a never like it's with random. I get it.
Yeah.
If he's responsible enough for a vehicle, right? He's responsible enough to understand what we're trying to talk. Yeah.
This is not a long video, so y'all just bear with me.
No, I really like your camera.
Military rating.
So what this is, that's your accident number. All you do with that is if you don't have any damage, so you have no reason to call them. But if you decide to call them, that's the number they'll need to get into the report. I would just let them know that you did have an accident. You had no damage, but that's the report number. If you want to go look at the report yourself later, you can scan the QR code, okay?
I still understand how
Because most of what hit his vehicle is the rubber on your tire. So we had this happen a lot where the other vehicle has, well, what hit was your tire on their metal because your car sits higher than this. That's why you had no damage. Very little of your actual metal hit their metal. It was mostly part of your fender, that little part that had scrape damage, and then your tire. That's why you don't have any damage. So it's always better to be the bigger vehicle. You had the bigger vehicle.
now.
Well, I understand.
My tire funds.
Yeah, your tire. Whenever you went to get over, you kind of your back right tire hit his front driver forward panel. So, but it's all good. We got it taken care of. And he thought that you had hit him and were trying to leave the scene on
Oh, no,
purpose.
they, I thought that was fantastic. He was yelling at me. I was going to him going. Right? I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. So I pulled over and I was like,
When y'all were right here?
yeah, she stopped me over there and like she pulled right beside me. She goes, hit my car. I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't think I hit your car.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. It happens all the time. You're good to go. Okay. Yeah, you're good to go. If you want to come tell him yourself, you're more than welcome to. Or I can tell him. It doesn't matter. Okay.
When they came through the intersection, I don't know.
He's in the car.
Oh, it's no problem.
Like Anderson?
Probably got a few more minutes, you all.
Do you know Blake Ainsley? Is he still working?
She's still on her cell phone. Y'all see that?
Oh, really? My name is Blake. Oh, really?
He just a second. That's a good right to say.
Okay. Well, we're gonna
The other day, Alan Cole, we worked out.
He was the police officer that was out there.
you see her back there? I want to stop it right here. Can you all see her back there? She's yet on her cell phone. She's not even assisting her fellow officer. We're gonna go ahead and close it out and bring on mom and son, and let them go ahead and talk to you a little bit more about it. And she never gets off her phone. I just wanted you all to see that. She was on her phone the entire time that she showed up. Didn't ask any questions. As she indicated, she didn't give a damn about walking over, trying to see who this 16-year-old black kid was. Only thing was in her mind was what the dispatch had said to her about this kid. And so she come cock and ready, you know. Uh, but anyway, the mom and her son did file a complaint. And I want you all to, the next thing I want to show you all, I want you all to look at this letter uh, that, look at this letter that the captain of the police department uh, wrote back to them. Mom and her son did make a complaint, okay? And I just want to just show you all this right now. Let me pull up this letter, if I may. Okay. Now let's try to get it over here. Let's get off this camera first. Uh, got everything here. I was rushing and I'm trying to uh, do so many things at one time. So we're going to get off that camera there. And we're going to pull up this letter here and let you all look at this letter. Uh, Pretty sure you all can see that. I'm going to try to see if I can zoom it up a little bit. It should already be set though. I think it is. Now, this is the letter, Captain Stephen McDaniels. Uh, they did write in a complaint on the conduct of this lady, cop. I think her name is Carmel Butler. They did do a complaint. Okay, let's read it together. In reference to the complaint you file, that is the complaint number PS 23-040. That's the complaint number that was assigned against Officer Butler. That's the lady, Karma Butler. I think her first name is Karma Butler, with the Jonesboro Police Department. A professional standard investigation was open and is now complete. Captain Scott Baker, see someone, Scott Baker reviewed body cam, body camera video, and other records associated with your complaint and concluded the officer conduct was reasonable, lawful, and within the policy of the Jonesboro Police Department. Please do not hesitate to call me at, that's his number, or email me, that's his email, if you have any questions or comments. Sincerely, Captain Stephen McDaniels. Now, y'all, I don't know what uh, uh, books, if you will, that this captain is looking at. But come on, let's get real. Let's get real, y'all. I still got that up there. Let me get rid of that. There is.
Okay, now we're on here. There you go.
Oh,
I guess that's what it was.
okay. We can't hear you, Tony.
Let me go up here and do something.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, can you hear me now? I
Yes.
still need to get rid of that.
Yeah, the
Uh,
video.
I need to get rid of that. Uh, Let me go over here and go to my main camera, and then I'll be going between the two of us. I did. I got a lot of stuff that I'm try to set up and rushing today. You all still can see me, right?
Yes, we can
Correct.
see you.
Yes.
Okay, now, as first of all, I want to start out by saying that I really commend your son how he handled the situation. So many times we see how things go south when you get one hot-head cop that show up and they up to no good. But he didn't bite the bullet. Every time she began to get rude with him, you know, he shut it down. He shut it down to the point he had to instruct this lady cop that he was a minor. Uh, Look like we're gonna get something. I get something. Everything going on here now. That he was a minor. Y'all can still see me, right?
Yes.
It's on my end. I'm just trying to get rid of this stuff. It's still popping up on my screen here. But he had to instruct this lady cop that he was a minor and that she needed to talk to his mom. Of course, she was just being obnoxious, disrespectful. The only thing was on her mind was trying to satisfy the dispatcher. So let's allow this young man to actually just walk us through. Uh, I can't pronounce your first name. I call you Z like your mom.
Yeah.
Collins is his last name. So I'm going to call him Z Collins. So welcome to the Tony Hollis Testify Show.
Thank you.
You doing all right?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
All right. Considering what happened to you, I know it's sometime that can stay in your memory for some time, to where you may have to go and get some type of therapy, not therapy. Well, I guess it is
It is
treatment.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so we're gonna let you talk about that. But just we saw the video in terms of you explaining to the officer what happened in regards to the accident, and it appears that he agreed with you in terms of how the accident occurred.
Right.
But how many officers was on the scene before this lady cop showed up?
Before she showed up, I remember seeing three officers that were on scene because I stayed in my vehicle. I didn't get out at any point when I had pulled over. I stayed in my vehicle. But I remember seeing three other officers pulling up on scene
Okay.
before she came.
Okay. So it was 3, 4 officers. Did you have any problems with any of those officers before she came?
I didn't have a problem with any of them at all.
A total of 4 police officers, and you had no problem with not one of them
Right.
until this lady show up. This lady cop, Officer Butler is her name. Now, just walk us through it. How did she make you feel when she approached you, when you was talking with the other officers? She rudely walked up and she interrupted, and practically called you a lie. So how did that make you feel when you was trying to explain? I think his name was Officer Henderson.
Yes.
Explain to us, how did that make you feel when she walked up and she rudely interrupted while you were speaking with Officer Henderson.
Right. So, like you said, it made me feel like I was telling a lie about, what had happened in this incident. It also made me feel small, and like my feelings and my truth from what happened from my standpoint didn't matter.
Mhm. So actually, at that point, when you saw the behavior, uh, when I asked you what was going through your mind, did any point, although it was already 4 police officers there, that was enough. I think that's too many. First of all, I think that's too many police officers for an accident,
Right.
for a traffic accident. It's not like somebody robbing the bank. So I think it don't take 4 police cars to come out on an accident, especially if you don't assess what is going on as one person and you got 2 cops there already.
Right.
So I didn't think you needed that many cops. But in saying that, when this one white cop, lady cop that is, that walked up to you and you already done explained how she made you feel. And once you begin to start seeing how she was beginning to try to escalate the incident or the situation that is, take it someplace that it didn't go. Uh, did fear anytime enter your mind?
It did, because I mean, we see this type of stuff happen all the time when
Definitely.
hothead police officers come on to
Uh-huh.
and escalate the situations when they're trained or supposed to be trained to de-escalate the situations. So
Uh-huh.
that most definitely did go through my mind that, hey, she has a gun on her hip, a taser on her hip, mace, all this other stuff.
Mhm.
She can do whatever she wants to me, and nothing can be done. Nothing is going to be done about it.
Mhm. In fact, even prior to uh, you and your mom coming on this show, um, to my understanding, um, you really, at this point, you really don't have any hope that anything will be done at this point, considering this letter that the captain, what was his name, McDaniels, Stephen McDaniels,
Yeah.
sided with an officer, which I believe somebody who works within the Jonesboro Police Department. So, in other words, you got the police, which someone works within. You get the police investigating the police instead of having an outside police agency. Seem like to me in all situations as it relates to the police officer, seem like either a deputy prosecutor, special deputy prosecutor, need to be assigned to this case,
Mm.
or you know, uh, perhaps this case need to uh,
Third party.
go to Little Rock.
Yeah.
Uh, Speaking with the Arkansas,
State police.
not state police, state attorney, because they didn't even call the state police.
Mhm.
Right.
And so in any case, there should have been someone else other than Jonesboro Police Department investigating themselves. We already know how they're gonna turn out. It's kind of
Yeah.
like me and you running for office, but I'm gonna let you count the votes. We already know who's gonna win that though. Right. Okay. And so that right there didn't give anyone any hope by them
That's fine.
doing exactly that. Having someone within where they controlling the narrative and everything.
Yeah.
So since that incident, another question I want to ask you before I go to mom. Um, Surely you had stated earlier when you and I spoke off record that this somewhat uh, done left like uh, made you feel less than, which you shouldn't feel like that. You should your self-esteem should not have taken a hit because of the inappropriate misconduct of this police officer. So in saying all that, have you sought any type of uh, medical treatment for his therapy, anything like that?
Yes, I do see a therapist for
Okay.
this type of.
And you don't have to really get into the details, but you have uh, uh, made a decision based on how you feel, whether it's mentally or what have you. You thought best, you and mom, to try to speak to a professional.
Yes.
Okay. Well, before I come back to you, see, and Mom, I know you had to be, and I'll let you introduce yourself when you come on, but you had to be also worried because you, as well as as your son stated, we see these cases all across the country
Mhm.
where young black males are shot and killed. We just got to make it real. You hear me? Shot and killed
Yep.
from a simple
Traffic.
traffic stop. And why I'm doing this show today is because when you get that many cops out on the scene, all it takes is one cop to say something and everything goes south. He done escalated the situation to where everything was normal, just like you had four police officers out there. No problem. Everything under control until this one hot head cop, this lady cop, who shows up and she's ready for action. Kind of make me think she want to be one of the boys.
Yeah.
She's working in a man's environment anyway.
Mhm.
And I don't know if it's one of those things where you got to fit in, you got to do something to show that, hey guys, I'm one of y'all, And so I don't know, maybe those some issues are going on with her. But Mom, talk to us. When you got that call and your son was pulled over, and I'm pretty sure he told you the number of cops that was out there, what was going on through your mind?
Well, I was just trying to get there as fast as I could. I was trying to call dispatch to see exactly where his location was because I was trying to call him and he wasn't answering. So I called dispatch. They told me where they were. And then by the time I found them, you see the young lady was on there. She was there.
Mhm.
And and I could see them across the street, but I just couldn't get to them because of the traffic at the time. It was like almost 5 o'clock, or that afternoon traffic, people getting off work, going to work, stuff like that. But
Uh-huh.
I was worried because we've seen people get killed. We've seen black men, black boys get killed over an air freshener, that's hanging, from
Right.
the rearview mirror. So the first thing in my mind was, I got to get there to my son
Mhm.
and see what's going on.
Well, the lady cop that walked up, I'm sure you took note of how the lady cop, she seemed to somewhat interject herself into whatever conversation that was going on, although no one was speaking with her.
Hmm.
But she felt the need to make her presence be known, and it was it was done so in a way of she just
Like she took a
barged in and sort of invited herself. She interrupted your son when your son was trying to talk twice, once to the officer
hmm
and another time when he said, Mom, she's being, I think he used the word disrespectful. She's being disrespectful to me,
hmm
and so, and you being uh, a mom, it's one thing that I'll say, it's dad is one thing, but when it comes to mom kids,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a tree you don't want to bark up.
Mm-hmm.
So when you begin, I know you saw it. We all saw it. When you saw this attitude with this lady cop, was there any part of you that wanted to come unglued?
Yeah, kind of, but not really because I know probably what they were expecting, for
Uh-huh.
us to do. But so we just both just remained calm, and just got to the bottom of it. But what really got to me was the fact that she changed her whole tune
Hmm.
once I got there. So I didn't even know half of this had took place until I requested the body cam footage,
Uh-huh.
because when she walks up after they get through looking at this lady's truck, when she walks up to the motorcycle with the other officer, she says, and I don't think your viewers heard her too good. But she said she's gonna get into his ass about the way he talks to dispatch.
Hmm.
And so then the guy Henderson says, well, do you know who he is? And she says, I don't give a damn who he is. That part there,
Uh-huh.
it was like, like, what is your issue? Like you're there. Why are you there anyway? I mean, there was three other cops there before you showed up. And then you show up and you're on your phone. You don't have your body cam footage. You don't have your body cam on. You've been on the phone. But what she was trying to do, she kept saying that she was looking for the accident. She never found it while we were there. She never found the actual accident. She saw it after, but she never saw when it occurred.
But
So
she said they got cameras everywhere,
they got cameras everywhere, but she never found
and
it.
she couldn't find it.
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah. But then
Well,
you get mad at him because he's trying to, stop this lady. And another thing, that lady didn't even live in Jonesboro. She lived in Paragould.
mhm,
So, that's crossing, town. So then you have to go through all this other stuff to try to get, police reports and all this if this lady had got away.
mhm.
Now I understand what she was saying about, you never know who you stopping, but I mean, come on, be respectful about it.
Yeah,
Don't come on
yeah,
the scene at 1,000
yeah.
when it
Ex-
don't even call for that.
Yeah, exactly. We talked about that, before we came on, and that's about the only seem like logical thing that she actually said. Because I'm with her on that.
Hmm.
We living in a crazy time now. Where people they'll shoot you just for looking cross-eyed at you.
Yeah.
And so I don't think that that was the right thing to do. To go and trail this lady. Although you hadn't stated that luck just is not on your side. You done
It's
been
not.
involved in I think 2, 3 accidents
Three.
before this one,
Three. None
three.
of them were his fault, but
Yeah,
three
wasn't
since
your fault, but you just I understand the frustration,
yeah.
and so you had to pursue her. I understand that.
Mhm.
Uh, and one of the things I was talking to mom is that uh, I don't know if there are laws uh, that somewhat uh, are on the books that will not allow you to chase a vehicle or leave the dispatch instructions or what have you. Uh, but I will say that uh, if a person do pursue uh, an individual who's fleeing from him or her, and in the course of that chase, let's just call it that, in the course of that chase, not just you, but if she lose control and she hits someone and kills someone, uh, there's a possibility that both can be charged. That is participating in that chase. And so they have had cases, I think 1 or 2 cases over in Jonesboro. I know they had one involve a state police, and he got fired, and plus he lost his civil lawsuit.
Mhm.
And so that's another reason, I mean, because in the act of trying to chase down this person, accidents do happen in Jonesboro. I've been to Jonesboro many times. That's a crazy driving city. I can understand why they got a lot of wrecks there. But but uh, but anyway, is there anything else, young man, that you would like to share with us? What is it that you hope to? Because I know that you don't have a lot of hope in something being done. But talk to us for a minute. Uh, at the least, what could be done to what will be what you hope to be done? The least first. Let's start with the least. At the least, what can the police department do to satisfy you and mom?
I think the thing that they could at least do is to send this officer and have her retrained on something on how to
I agree.
de-escalate situations and stuff. Because as a police officer, that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to come in and take the situation from one all the way to 1,000. You're not
Yeah,
supposed to do
I
that.
agree.
Mhm.
I agree wholeheartedly. She definitely needs some sensitivity training,
Mhm.
as well as she needs some type of police community relation training, and she definitely need to go through some type of escalation or de-escalation training. I'm gonna come to my board in a minute. I see we only got some people that tuned in, uh, but I want to show you all something, just right quickly. Now, the question that need to be asked is this question right here. We always asked about just like we're talking now. We're talking about well, that's not this is the one here. We're talking about uh this lady uh learning how to de-escalate the situation when she come on. But the question that should be asked, you know, I mean, because we're giving them an out. And I agree with this question. We're giving them an out when we say, well, maybe they need to go to some de-escalation training. No, we need to deal with the elephant in the room right now. You know, first of all, what happened that day out there? The question should be, who escalated the situation to the next level? Okay, if she need some type of, de-escalation training, we'll get her that. But right now, who was it that particular day out on that traffic accident? Who was it that escalate the situation from A to Z? Was it you, the motorist, or was it this lady cop who was the last one to show up? Don't know nothing. She ain't talked to nobody. She hadn't even talked to the officer. You know, the only somebody she's speaking with is a dispatcher. And I really do believe all that time she was on the phone when she was there, she was texting the dispatcher. And you need to get those. You need to make a request for those text messages because she was text messaging in the course of her doing her job. So those text messages should not be excluded from FOI
Okay.
because I think mom has stated, or one of you stated that she even stated to the cops that she received a text message from the dispatcher, didn't she?
She said that when she
If
first
that dispatch
to
sent
it,
her a text
first
message,
she
yeah.
said it.
If well, ain't no if she got that text message, that then become a public record because the dispatch was on her job as well. And she sent that message, vital text message, to this lady cop that is out there on the job. So you might want to do an FOI on
Okay.
that. As a
Okay.
matter of fact, I might join you on an FOI. I think
Okay.
I like to know,
Okay.
you know, what was said in those text messages because uh, I think it was more being said based on her conduct,
Uh-huh.
her demeanor when she came out there. I'm pretty sure she used a lot of uh,
Colorful words, probably.
words in her text messages that probably is not uh, uh, proper. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, but is there? We talked about what would you like to see that hope to come out of this here. I know you spoke Z about what you wanted to see. Mom, this letter that you sent, this complaint, excuse me, that you sent in. Now you didn't get this email back. Uh, I'm pretty sure you're disappointed as well. So talk to me a little bit. Are there any other things that you plan on doing going forward to try to hold this police officer accountable?
Yeah, I plan on getting more information, like you just said, about, the whole context of this conversation, as well as, making it, putting the awareness out there about what's going on over here with this Miss Karma Butler. My son had said, well, mama, I don't know why we want to file this complaint because they're not going to do anything. He said that before
Mhm.
we even filed. I said, well, we got to start somewhere, you know. And at least I was at least expecting them to say, well, yeah, she was, a little out of line, or whatever, but they're not going to say that, especially, probably to me in a letter. But, at least something, showing that they acknowledged that she was, in the wrong. But
Mhm.
they did none of that. It's basically saying she did nothing wrong. I don't see what
Mhm.
she did wrong. She did everything by the book, and stuff like that. And basically, you know, that's what we see. And that's what we're
Mhm.
going with. And before I got that, it was after I got that letter is when I requested the body cam footage. And I requested both of the body cams footage. But come to find out, Miss Butler didn't have hers on. The only officer that had theirs on was Henderson. And I just want to say that Henderson was what a cop should be. I mean, he portrayed
Oh yeah, I
professional
meant to talk about him. All right.
everything. I mean, he was great. He was
Mhm.
even out there joking with us, and stuff,
Yeah.
but I just hate that my son experienced this because he's a good kid. He's real smart, he's intelligent, He's not.
Oh,
He does,
that is. That
he,
is.
yeah, thank you. And he does not get out of hand with adults or anybody like that. And I knew something was wrong with him after this accident because I could hear it in his voice when he went to work. So I said, let's go check on him. And I went up there and my son was crying. He was sitting at his desk at work.
Uh-huh.
Eyes was red, tears
Yeah. I
coming
mean, to be
down
treated
his
like
face.
that.
Yeah, and he was shaking. And I
Mhm.
said, "What's wrong?" And he was like, "It's just a lot. It's a lot going on. It's a lot, from this,
Mhm.
from what happened to the way she talked to him. Because see, I didn't know none of this had transpired. The way that she was talking to him, the way she was engaging, you know, with him until he told me. And then when I requested the body cam footage, it took him about probably week and a half maybe to get it to me.
Mhm.
But then when I saw it, I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Mhm.
You don't think nothing was wrong with her conduct and the
Mhm.
way that she conducted
Yeah.
herself out there on that traffic stop. But you
Mhm.
don't see anything wrong with that?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, they said it's by the book.
Yeah, that's what they
You
said.
know,
By the
it's
book.
within policy. It's
Policy.
reasonable.
Yeah.
And what was that other thing? Policy, reasonable, and uh, well, actually, that's what lawful. Yeah, lawful. Now I know it's not lawful, but I ain't got to look at no piece of paper for anyone to tell me that conduct is lawful.
Exactly.
That conduct is not lawful
Exactly.
because we're talking about at first escalating it to a higher level to where and when escalation come in, we already know that bad things happen.
Yep.
Okay. Now I will say this here, Mom. Yes, please do uh make the mayor and the chief aware. You need to put everybody on notice.
Okay.
Don't want nobody to say, well, this never was brought to me. Blah, 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 blah. We want to put everybody on notice.
Yeah.
The mayor will first go to the chief. If the chief do not give you any satisfaction, actually you can call them both. You can email them both. The
Mm-hmm.
chief is the CFO of the city.
Mm-hmm.
I mean not the chief, the mayor. The chief of police answer directly to the mayor. And so if you're heading already, whatever complaint that you sent in to this Captain Baker and Captain McDaniels, you need to send that same information. Visit the mayor office, visit the chief office, and you need to ask them if they had an opportunity to review this video footage that we have. If they have, ask them the question: does this uh uh her action, does it coincide, does it her action support policy
Mm-hmm.
in law? That's what you need to ask them. We're talking about professional people.
Yep.
If they agree with this letter, the whole police department need to have some training.
Yep.
If they believe that's the type of conduct that you can display. Like I say, so the right question is who escalated the situation? And the only last question that I have, some of the things that can happen for as to hold down this situation where police officers escalating into the next level,
Mm-hmm.
if they can just come first of all and just show some common courtesy.
Yeah.
Common courtesy. That's something that we all should have been taught by our parents. Common courtesy. And when you're speaking to the person in front of you, motorists or what have you, there need to be voices don't need to be up here.
Mm-hmm.
Talk in a normal tone of voice if that individual have not given you a reason to where you gotta put that little pitch tone in your voice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And last, really, I don't know what it is with this F word. It's almost like they all that word was breathed into them.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see your effing hands.
Yep.
Effing don't you move.
Mm-hmm.
Always using the F word. That right there, when someone talking to me in that manner and using the F word, they already didn't piss me off.
Mm-hmm.
Because that shows a lack of respect.
Yeah.
When the F word is not needed. And so if they can just do those three things right there, that would be a start for having our local police officer being able to keep themselves in check when they go out on these stops. We're gonna go to the board for a minute and see if we have any questions over here. we're gonna see what we're gonna look at what we can see. This is who's that? Miss Thomas. Let's see if I can
Yeah.
pull that up a little bit. Uh, some of these things I have to. I don't have my glasses.
She said, "Z, I hate you was treated like that."
Oh, you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly what she said. She had Z. That's what I couldn't make out. That Z.
Mhm.
Z. I hate you was treated like that. And so you're right. That's exactly what she's saying. So she's sending you some love out. We also have another one. She treated the other one normal and treated my friend. See, you get your friends. They liked the way you handled it too, I bet. And treated my friend disrespectful. And that's BS. Well, we already know what BS stands for.
Yeah.
You know, not for one time did she go and say anything uh to the lady motorist. Now I got to give it to the lady motorist too. She was somewhat sympathetic. She came over and apologized to your son and everything. That was something that she wanted to do.
Yeah.
Right.
We all heard that on the video,
Yeah.
and so we thank God for good people like that.
Yeah.
All right, but this police officer, not for one time did she walk over and want to have a cordial respectful conversation with Z. And so I agree, with your friend there who said how she treated you badly. Okay. Uh, where we at? This is this Phyllis McClendon. Uh, of all young men, Z, one of the most respectful young men I have ever known. Your son getting a lot of love here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Had the officer took 1 minute to walk over and speak with Z and give him an opportunity to respond without rudely being interrupted,
Mhm.
she would have seen or come to some conclusion that she wasn't dealing with a bad kid.
Exactly.
She was dealing with a respectful kid, but that wasn't on her mind. Only thing was on her mind is what that dispatcher told her. And this dispatcher, we also need to be getting into her record because those are not one of her duties to tell if it's true. Now, this lady cop could be lying, but I'm just saying if it's true, that is not one of the duties of the dispatcher to say, you need to talk to him when you get out there.
Mhm.
He's rude. He was rude to me.
Mhm.
That is not one of her duties. She has no police power to make commands like that and give orders. Okay. Uh, got another one here. That's cuz Tequila. Osceola police ain't no different. Our policies are cocky. I mean, our police. I think she mean police. Our police are cocky. They really cocky with that badge. Catch them without that badge, and they go the other way. Well, I always said that when it comes to police officers, not all, but you do have a few. Most of these cocky police officers, they get their butt whipped in school. Probably get their lunch money took.
Yeah.
Just beat up, slapped
Yeah.
around.
Got beat
You
up every
know,
recess.
yeah, just slapped around.
Yeah.
But when they finally got to the point to where they could get a job, and they, as a police officer right now, they got power now, gun on the hip and a badge on the chest. That's authority. So now they see that Tony Hollers out there who used to slap them around in grade school. I'm finna get it. Yeah, I'm finna get you, Tony. I got some power now. I'm the
Oh.
officer of the law. You see, and so that is. I'm not saying that's in every case, but for the most part, when a kid who's been picked on uh, coming up through school, when they get that power, they don't know how to use it right. And so I agree. We're gonna get one or two more. Well, we don't get many that way. Let me see.
You gotta go back up.
We got one more here. Cody. That's brother Cody there. Yes, Jonesboro Police Department is something else. I haven't seen in things like them in my life. I had some dealing with them myself. So I see. Well, I'm gonna tell you something, y'all. I know y'all live in Jonesboro, and many probably done heard me say it before. But what that old saying go, uh, I wouldn't stay in Jonesboro if they gave me all the channel and tea. I mean, all the tea and channel.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know people have to make decisions where they relocate or whatever, but if it wasn't for the doctor offices and things like that, now the mall tore down, so I really ain't got no reason to go. But doctor offices is about the only thing that the reason I go to Jonesboro. I know we're getting down to the bottom of the hour. Matter of fact, it just popped up. But are there are there any other things that mom and son? I think no, we talked about the lease, but if nothing else, I would hope Z, you and mom, I would hope that with any other communication going forward with the mayor or the chief, this cop at the least need to be at the least. Now I'm talking the least. I'm gonna leave that max. I'm gonna leave that wide open right now. But at the least, this cop should be suspended at least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Give her something to think about.
Yeah.
And in that 2 weeks that she's off, she need to go through some sensitivity training as well as de-escalation training. I mean, that's at the least that's something that the police chief need to have. This cop, she's trying too hard to fit in. She's trying too hard. She's in a man professional environment, and she wants to fit in. And everyone need that one opportunity to get that gold star on their chest, to where they feel like now they can be incorporated into this man world of policing. So I'm gonna give you all the last word to see if you all will see. We got two other comments here. Let me go here before I come back. We got Miss Tramble, Teresa Tramble, and folks. I just wonder if the lady officer already have complaints on her, and that's something that we're gonna be digging in, Teresa. That's something that we're going to be digging in. Does she already have any what I call tickets? In other words, write-ups that led to disciplinary action. Are there anything in her file? Okay, so we're going to be checking that out. And so, very good question. Mom, you and I talked about that already.
Yeah.
And here goes Sister Davis. She say, proud of you, Z. I'm telling you, Z. Everyone saw, well, however, how you interacted with that cop as a young 16-year-old kid. You handled that situation like an adult. You hear me? Like an adult.
Yeah.
I mean, you can serve as a golden role model for kids in your generation. Or the ones that's 18-year-old, you just 16. You can serve as a golden role model of this is how you interact with the police. And you did everything. And I'm pretty sure your mom had a whole lot to do with that for us teaching us. We shouldn't have to teach our black kids to do extra stuff to stay alive and come home. But because we love our children, we have to teach them other stuff in order to come home. And I thank God that this hothead cop wasn't the first one out there to deal, to work this traffic accident. Thank God for intervening. Thank God not only wasn't she the first person out there, but God saw fit where he made her the last person out there.
Yeah.
You the last person need to be on this scene. And so I thank God for that. And so I do want to say another comment came in. Z was awesome. Calls me, it would have been word for word.
In jail.
In jail. Word for word. Indeed. Well, I think I feel on that. I'm telling you, Z, you did everything the right way.
Yeah.
And, we have to say that. I mean, because like I used to tell my son, he was a knucklehead in school. I used to tell him, you shut your mouth. You don't talk back to grown folks. I say that's my job, because they know I'm gonna come out there and do some talking if it warranted me getting him. But if my son wrong, I get him. But if he's right, I'm gonna stand with him. I say, you let grown folks handle grown folks. You stay in the kids' place.
Yeah.
Right.
And just like what Z told her, he had to make her realize, hey, look, I am a minor,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to uh, definitely uh, speak to my mom because you're not listening to me. And, you know, you didn't want it to go another direction. I did get a text come in. Just want to read it right quick or look at it. Uh, let me see. I can hear you. Just stop there. It is. We can't hear you. Okay.
Go to the
Uh,
very top of your it's the first one that comment.
okay. Let me go to it. You say the very first comment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me go to that right now. Okay. Is this the one where it say join in on Tony Hollis?
No, it's the one that says the captain is not going to go against his officers.
Okay. Well, that's something else there then.
It's on your
Uh,
live.
oh, it's on my live.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Well, let me go to my live. Okay. Let me go to my live. You said it's the very first comment.
It is.
Oh yeah, this is my brother. As a matter of fact, this is the brother that's suing them. I don't know how I missed
Yep.
him because
You
I
missed
saw
it.
his.
Yeah, that's why I was telling
Yeah,
you go back to the top.
yeah. Let me put that up there. Let me put that up there. This is a young man who also have had encounters with the Jonesboro Police Department. Uh, I know one encounter that he have had, but I think he have had another to where now this may be the one to where he's suing now. Uh, you know, it was real stupid. I think they stopped him because what was that? It was
It
something
was
real
a
stupid.
traffic stop, but
Yeah,
it didn't
they
look like
said
he
something
was
to
the one
him.
that ran the stop sign. It was the
Yeah,
car. It was a car. I saw the video, and it
yeah,
looked like it was a car that ran the stop sign and not
mhm,
him. Was he was driving the SUV, but they
mhm,
pulled him over.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I want to go up there. I'm gonna blow this up a little bit. It say the captain is not going to go against his officers. It's good to file a complaint to make a paper trail, but don't expect any actions from the police department to be taken. That's why I'm suing. Uh, I'm suing Jonesboro Police because I guess something blocking that. Uh,
Condone this behavior.
they condone this behavior. Yes, that is a young man, Brandon. What's that? Yate. I think he got another name. I was speaking with him. I didn't think that was him, but he and I was sharing some text messages, and I did pull up his case. He did file uh, a litigation against the Blavel Jonesboro Police Department, and I wish you all much luck, blessing, however you want to call it. But I'm going to be watching your case, and I'm going to be praying that you win this thing. And
I'm
so,
gonna get the two
but yeah,
because they tased him for nothing.
yeah,
I mean,
tased. That's what it was. Yeah, tased him, but they asked him some stupid stuff too. I
yeah.
mean, uh, it's just, you know, if your window's dirty, it's almost like they stop you. You know, oh, your window's a little too dirty. I can't see who you are. You know, I mean, where is that in the statute? Pulling a person over because they ain't cleaning windows. You know.
Yeah.
But anyway, he is correct. But this is the process. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Gotta
going
start
through the lower levels.
somewhere.
That is a process. So once you go through those lower levels, putting everybody on notice, like I say, don't give nobody no room to say, "Well, I didn't know." Had he came to me and talked to me about it, I could have did something about it. You know, and so but everyone is put everyone on notice where they will not have any uh, uh, excuse as to say, well, no one talked to me.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and so, again, those other two comments, praying for y'all, my friend, proud of you. They proud of you, Z. Purple and gold. That's Osceola.
Yeah.
They proud of you. Sister Williams, faithful supporter there. She's praying as well. And so I want to say I thank God for you all coming on, sharing your story, speaking with the people. We do not need hot-head cops like that on the force. They need to understand they are not soldiers. Soldiers are the ones who go into battle. A police officer is a public servant. He's not a soldier. She's not a soldier. They are public servants. And they need to understand that badge and that gun uh, on your hip do not give you the authority to talk to people in a disrespectful, mean way. And when that occurs, if nothing else, at the least, these folks need to be mandated going through some form of training. That it be sensitivity training, that it be uh, 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 community police relation training, de-escalation, escalation training. You know, they need to have some more training. If every cop, and we got it on record, y'all, if this captain is saying that that conduct is lawful, reasonable, and within the policy, he called three things. If the Department of Justice come in here, they're going to disagree with all three of those things that this captain has just stated. Because if you get that in your policy, then number one, what they call it, where you have to get your policies approved, just like the school. I can't think right now. Accreditation. You know, how are you going to get your accreditation with crap policies like that? And I know it ain't in the law, so I ain't gonna even talk about that. So that's being very disrespectful to the law, and then gonna say it's reasonable.
Yeah.
Now, when we say reasonable, we're talking common sense.
Mhm.
Come on now, that conduct is not reasonable.
Nope.
All right. So, do you all have anything else you want to share with the audience before we go ahead and conclude this show? Look like we went a little over, but it's all good as well. Uh, Z, since you are the ones that somewhat had to face this terrible ordeal, uh, I'd just like for you to go ahead and just give us. I know your spirit a little down. You don't think anything is going to be done about it. Um, but if nothing else, talk to your peers,
Mhm.
uh, uh, because you did all the right things that every parent will hope that their child would do when they have these interactions with the police department. And so, anything you want to say to your peers?
Um, Not that I can think of at the moment. I just want to say, the only thing that I can think of saying is, don't be afraid, to have a conversation with the police. But like if it's a situation like this one that I was in,
Right.
don't escalate the situation. Don't feed into that.
Mhm.
Just do like I did and say, hey, you need to speak to my parent. I'm still a minor.
Shut it down. I
Exactly.
like that.
Mhm.
I like that. I like that a lot. And the only other two things that I really wanted to show you all before we get out of here, um, I think I had mentioned one about the common sense. I don't know if when especially when we start talking minors, like your son is a minor, uh, it's one of the things that, as we say, we wanted to teach them. These two things here, and then I'm gonna close it out, y'all. But one being, let me blow that up where I can see it. One being reducing risk to yourself. And this is something that your mom taught you because it worked out well for you. Reducing risk to yourself. And this is some reading that I've been reading up on. These are just I think this might be from the ACLU, American Civil Liberty Union. That's a civil rights organization. But that's where I'm getting this stuff from. It's a reducing risk to yourself. Stay calm. Okay. When you come into the presence of a police officer, don't run. You didn't do none of that. Do not resist. You didn't do none of that. Obstruct the officer when he even asks you the question. Did you have a somewhat of a back and forth with the dispatcher? You didn't lie. You told the truth. And you explained why you said what you said. So great job on that. You didn't give false information. You gave him all your information. your insurance and all that, check mark. You didn't lie, check mark. And you kept your hands where the police officer can see them, check mark. You did all these things,
Yeah.
every one of them. This is what the ACLU recommend, anyone for that matter, not just our young black men, but anyone. If you want to go home alive, if you can do these things right here, now it's on the police officer to conduct themselves accordingly.
Yeah.
Okay. And the only other thing that I have, let me get out of that, uh, that I want to show everyone, right quick, is and this is it's my last one right here. Um, yes. Again, we're talking about juveniles. Okay. We're talking about juveniles. I see, excuse me, I see parents do it so much. They do it in court and they do it at the police department. Whenever we have a juvenile who come into the, let's say the police come to your home or he asks you all to come down to the station, and there will be incidents to where the police officer will scare your child.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at your child and you know your child is scared, what's on your mind right now is my child coming home with me when I leave here. I want my child to come home with me. Keep in mind, that's that thought that's going through their head,
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want their child to go to jail. It say, if you are arrested or detained, say loud enough. I don't mean shout, because I don't want them accusing you of disorderly conduct, but you must say it loud enough that you wish to remain silent. You don't even have to speak a word. This is not legal advice. This is just for informational, educational stuff. I'm not an attorney. I mean, if you really want to get some good legal advice, then please speak with an attorney. But this is just for information purposes, okay? Educational, informational purposes. Remain silent and ask for a lawyer immediately, not after the question doesn't start.
Mm-hmm.
Once they start asking you anything above your name and what have you, they start going down the road, asking you something that you may consider a red flag. You need to shut it down. You can shut it down when you want to, okay? And ask for an attorney. Don't say anything, don't sign anything, or make any decisions without a lawyer. This is something that we need to teach our young people when they are being hauled down to the police station, because they will be recorded. Okay, and so those are the only things the two things that I had for now. Again, I want to say thank you for being a great golden role model Z, for your your peers, your generation. And I would say that if uh, anyone is listening to you, I have no doubt that if they follow your roadmap, I have no doubt that he or she will go home alive like you did. Mom and son, I appreciate you all coming on, and
Thank you.
and just holler at me if you all uh need any type of assistance with anything. And by all means, I would definitely uh try to get that. I mean, try to get with you to see what uh, uh help that I can give. Sister Davis just sent out something else. She just stated Officer Butler behavior just proved the distrust in police officers all over the world. I mean, it is a problem,
Yep.
especially as it relates to
Yeah.
uh, people of color.
Mm-hmm.
Black and brown people I'm talking about. And so many people say there go Tony again. He always, a lot of people say that I'm race baiting and this, that, and other. If we didn't have these things occurring, that would be great.
Yeah.
But I can't I can't close the blinds. If I see, I see.
Mm-hmm.
If it's something that need to be addressed, especially if it concerns the public trust or public safety, then I need to call that out. You know. But anyway, I want to thank you all for coming on. Please enjoy the remainder of your day. Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Thank
Peace
you.
and love, and God bless.
All right.
All right.
All right,
Thanks.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was my show. Okay, and I want to say thank you all for standing with me this long. And I want to say, will you please come back again next week? Uh, I'm looking to probably go back, get one other story to run as it relates to the police issues. And so hopefully after then, uh, we can probably go ahead and get ready for Thanksgiving. All right. Um, but I want to say again to Blytheville, Arkansas, uh, I will be trying to check into the city ordinance that have given uh, the city council members an opportunity to do business, to make money while they sitting uh, uh, as a city official for Blytheville, Arkansas. Don't nothing ever go good when you start letting city officials uh, uh, make money while they are holding office. Some corruption that is a roadmap for corruption as well as unfairness. Unfairness, which mean if there are other contractors that live here in the city of Blytheville or outside the city of Blytheville who have did business with the city of Blytheville in past time, but now it seems they can't do business with Blytheville going forward because they have drafted somewhat of an ordinance that now will grant them permission to do business with Blytheville city government. Uh, we need to be concerned about that. Okay. But I will try to check more out about it and get back with you, and we'll just go from there. Okay. So I want to say I want to thank you all for sitting with me today, and want you all to come back again next week for another great show of the Tony Hollis Live Talk Show. Testify. So that's all I have, ladies and gentlemen. May y'all have a remaining blessed night. Peace and love, and God bless.